It was 24th December. Miracle could not contain his joy. He dashed forward, did somersaults about 5 times, and stood firm. His friends all laughed out loud. They knew why he was happy. It had always been like that every Christmas season. Being the only son among 6 girls and the last born had given Miracle a kind of privilege. And to cap it, all 5 of his elder sisters were married to rich men, and they all supplied Miracle with whatever he wanted. And now they are all heading to his house to see the Christmas wares that his mother had bought for him. Miracle turned to them, displaying how beautiful his clothes were with his fingers. "We are going to your house already," one of his friends said. "Don't mind him. We know why he is eager to show us the clothes," another said inside. As they stepped into the compound, Miracle saw a hen and chickens feasting on the corn his mother spread outside. He removed his left leg slippers and ran towards the hen. The hen, having seen him, already screamed and ran towards the nearby farm with the chickens. "Devil, come and eat it again. Let me see you." Miracle snarled and threw a stone towards the hen. The hen made another fierce noise that looked as if the stone had touched it. "Miracle, do you want to kill the hen?" one of his friends questioned. "Yes, it is better I kill that bush animal. How can one not have children and continue to see small legs in his home? We don't have hens, yet we can't spread something in peace here. The moment you turn your back, they would all come out from nowhere, devouring whatever you left outside." Miracle hissed and scratched his head. "My problem is that the owner of that hen is wicked. If it is another person's hen that eats her corn, she must make sure she kills that hen." "Who is the owner?" one of his friends asked. "I don't know. You are asking so that you will go out and say that this is what Miracle said. You won't hear Pim from my mouth." Miracle rolled his eyes and left to the back of the house. There was a big old earth pot at the back. He lifted the big pot up small and retrieved a bunch of keys. That was where they hid their key whenever they were going out. And whoever that came back first would always go there and take it. Every household in the community had such places. Some hid their own inside rafters in the kitchen. Some put their own inside pot and cover it. But the funniest thing about it was that even when others knew where you kept the keys, they would never take it to open your house. It was always safe and sound until any family members came back. Miracle put the key inside the little hole under the padlock. He turned it this side and that side and it opened. Inside the room, he brought out a big black nylon from one big pot and took it to his friends. One by one, he began to lay everything on top of the small wooden table for his friends to see. They all marveled at the kind of clothes and shoes he brought out. "Miracle, how many Christmas clothes did your mother buy for you?" one of his friends asked with a puzzled look. "3. Miracle said, smiling. "3? For only you?" His friend's eyes widened. Then with his hand, he nudged another friend on the shoulder. "Stop pushing me with that thing that looks like a stick. I don't even know if this harmattan has already squeezed all the juice in your body." Another friend said irritably, "What does that one mean?" "So because I nudged you, my hands have turned to a stick, right? You better respect yourself. I don't like the way you play at times." Miracle allowed them to finish their fight before explaining the reason. His mother bought 3 clothes for him. He would wear one on 25th, which was the next day. Then he would wear the second one on 26th and the other on New Year Day. All the 3 clothes had different shoes, plastic eyeglasses, plastic wristwatch, and caps. Miracle put on one of the spectacles and cap and began to show them how he would work majestically with them. His 2 friends laughed out loud, telling him that he was working like someone who had an excrement on his buttocks. Miracle snapped his fingers. "I know you two are not talking to me," he said, and told them that they would see him the next day, being Christmas Day, walking like a king. He arranged the clothes and took them where he had brought them out from. They all sat on a wooden long bench in the corridor, discussing how tomorrow would be. Miracle mentioned so many places he would visit the next day. His friends also mentioned their own relatives. They planned and stamped the way their movement would be. No external body would join them in that Christmas parole. It was going to be only 3 of them, and if they went to this person's relatives and they gave them money to share, they were not going to share it equally. The one related to the giver would take the lion's share. They won't eat food in anyone's house so that they wouldn't waste their time. All they wanted was money and not food. so they must always tell people that they had eaten before coming to their house. This would enable the people to settle them fast. One of them mentioned the places they must not go to. Such places were the places where they asked you for dictation or to solve mathematics before giving you money. And if you failed their questions, they won't give you anything. Many children feared such places, not just Miracles and his friends. Such people with the character were seen by children as stringy people. They don't have money and instead they say it. They will set big questions for you, wasting the little time you would have used to visit another house. Children always murmured the moment they came out from such a home. Miracle and his friends stood up and stretched their flames. They were heading outside to go and check those that had already came back from the township. 24th was another day to visit people that came back from township and collect cabin biscuits from them. But the ones they loved most were those that came back from Cameron. The latter always bought one sweet they called boi. This sweet had 2 shades of color, green and pink, that ran a curved line on it. People love it, but children love it most. Harmattan was fierce, blowing dust and dried leaves towards people. Miracle cupped his palm on his mouth. His 2 friends covered their faces waiting for the wind to stop pushing dust towards them. Then they saw a bike carrying someone to his house. There was 1 bag of rice and other things on the back of the bike. Miracle and his friends screamed to the top of their voices. They knew the man. From there they started shouting, "Welcome, welcome." They ran until they reached the man's compound. Many people had already gathered in the compound before they reached. A packet of cabin biscuits was already finishing. Children sprawled on the bare earth. Some of them were naked while some were wearing only pants. But they were all happy eating their biscuits and sand together. Miracle and his friends went over to the man and said official welcome. The man answered them, asked them about their family members, while his mother gave them biscuits. As they were about to go out, the man said, "Is this not Miracle?" The man asked his mother, who was by his side sharing the carbine biscuits. "Yes, that's Miracle. He is now a big boy." The man waved his hand, summoning Miracle to come back. "I didn't know it was you. You are now a big boy. Miracle of yesterday has grown like this. Mama, give him another biscuit," the man said. His mother added slides of carbine biscuits for Miracle, and this made Miracle so happy. His own was now bigger than his friends. He thanked the man and left. He made a little mad dance in front of his friends, displaying his additional biscuits. "We have seen it. Let's go and collect boi from Francis' house," one of his friends said. "Who told you that Francis is back?" Miracle questions. "We saw people with boi. When we asked them where they collected it from, they said from Francis' house. Let's go now before his evil mother and sister come back. You know that these 2 don't like giving people something. They prefer it spoiled, and they throw it away rather than giving it to anyone." With this, they fastened their pace to meet up before Francis' sister and mother came back. But before they reached Francis' mother and his sister were already back. The 3 friends signed with a contoured face. If it was possible, they would have left. But it was not. They needed the boi. So they moved slowly like snails and joined others in the line. "I thought you came here before," Francis' mother said, pointing at Miracle. Miracle shook his head and replied, "No, this is my first time coming." "Are you sure? I don't want any of you taking twice. While there are others that haven't gotten once, many people will still come here." Miracle nodded his head. The woman was about to place the boi into his palms when she remembered that she had a big piece of wood that needed to be broken. Then she paused abruptly and fixed her gaze at Miracle. "I will give you and your friends boi, but please 3 of you should help me and break a piece of wood in the backyard." Miracle and his friends stared at the old woman. That was the reason they wanted to go fast before she returned. They stood there staring at the woman. "If you people don't want to help an old woman like me, go out of my house. You want me to give you what my son bought, but you don't want to break a piece of wood so that I can cook for him." Then she pointed at one of Miracle's friends. "I know you don't like helping people. It is written in your face. You like eating where you didn't cultivate." The woman sighed and clicked her tongue. Miracle and his friends walked dejectedly to the back and broke the big piece of wood. It was wood from an oil bean tree, and it was really hard to break. They continued to do it one after the other until they pieces the whole thing. The woman thanked them profusely. Seeing the way the wood had suffered them, she gave them more boi, and her son gave them 20 naira each. Miracle and his friends jumped up in excitement and left. They were at the babbing saloon waiting for their turn to barb their hair when Miracle saw his immediate elder sister Mercy standing with a boy by the edge of the marketplace. His first impulse was to hurl stone at the boy or drag his sister away. With keen eyes, he watched the way his sister was twisting her body, drawing invisible lines on the floor with her eyes downcast. All his minds were focused on his sister and the boy, and when the boy hugged his sister, Miracle lost all patience instantly. He walked briskly to them and dragged his sister away. With a great rage, he snarled, "Don't you know that you are a girl? See the way you are hugging this nobody inside the market." Mercy stood transfixed, staring at him. She knew instantly that her own was finished, that Miracle must tell their mother what he saw. Mercy placed her palms on his mouth. "Stop shouting, Miracle. This place is a market. See your mouth. Stop shouting, Miracle. This place is a marketplace." Miracle mimicked his sister with a mocking tone. "So you know that this place is a marketplace, yet you hide yourself here hugging this one. I know that you would have kissed him if I didn't come." "Shut up your mouth. Kiss who? In the market?" Mercy retorted. "But you were hugging him in the market." Miracle rolled his eyes. The young man was staring at the two siblings, waiting for them to stop so that he could speak. "Miracle, how did you even see me?" Mercy questioned with her two hands across her breast. "You are asking me how I saw you. Well, I saw you with my two eyes." Miracle pressed his two down eyelids down. "My problem is not even that you are hugging someone, but because you are hugging a nobody," Miracle said and hissed. "And who is nobody? Me?" The young man pointed at himself. "Are you calling me a nobody? Don't you know that? Don't you know that you are a nobody before?" Miracle retorted. The young man raised his hand to give him a slap, but Mercy wagged it. "What were you trying to do?" Mercy asked the man. "Didn't you see the way your brother was insulting me?" The man replied angrily. "You have a mouth. If he insults you, insult him back. That's why you have mouter, don't you have a mouth?" Mercy preached. "Is that what you are saying?" "Yes, that is what I am saying. Don't you ever try to lay your hands on my brother." "Well, what will I say? You people have already spoiled him. An only son, my foot." The young man muttered and left. "I don't want to go to mass late. Cook food very fast," Miracle said as he was leaving. "You have a mouth to talk now because he didn't beat you. Next time, do not put your tongue in scabbard and someone will help you do that." His sister replied angrily. The sun had begun to set. Mercy was inside the kitchen cooking when Miracle came back. She dashed outside immediately and gave him smoked fish. "Miracle, please don't tell Mama about it," Mercy pleaded. "About what?" Miracle asked. "About what happened in the market. Please don't tell her. I will also give you my share of the fish." "Are you sure?" Miracle demanded. Mercy nodded her head in agreement. "Yes." Miracle asked his sister if the food was done, and Mercy replied that it was remaining small. Then he turned to leave, but before he could take 2 paces forward, his mother came out from the room and called his name. "Miracle, where are you going? Is your home now biting you?" His mother said, "Mama, I want to go and check if Mike and John are ready," Miracle answered. "Come back and sit down in your house. If they get ready before you, they will come and wait for you." Miracle grumbled and went back to the house. He sat on a plastic blue chair. His mother told him about what happened in the market. Many people came to the market as usual without money. They were busy tiring people's bags with razor blades. But unfortunately for one of them, he was caught and all the market women descended on him. They beat him half dead, half alive. His mother said and folded his hands together. "If you see this handsome boy, he looked so innocent." "Mama, do you know him?" Miracle questioned curiously. "I don't know him. I didn't even go close to them. I couldn't withstand the beating and all that. He deserved it. Who asked him to go and steal? He wants to be a big boy tomorrow. I don't even know if he will use his eyes to see tomorrow. If he doesn't die, then his God is awake." They whipped him like a cow. As they were talking, his mother heard the sound of fowls and people pursuing them in the bush. "Who is that?" Miracle's mother asked. "It is me. I don't know how this stupid fowl escaped us," a woman's voice said from the bush. They all laughed out loud in Miracle's. Mother reminded the woman that even that fowl didn't want to die. "But it must die," the woman said. "Come and eat cola nuts. Tomorrow is Christmas," Miracle's mother said to the woman. The woman, after gallivanting around the bush with her children, decided to go home. The fowl had run away, but they must find it. There won't be any meat in their food tomorrow if they didn't find the fowl. The woman told her children to go back to the bush and check if the fowl had returned. Then she went to eat cola nuts with Miracle's mother. Miracle went inside and brought cola nuts in a small flat plate for his mother. "Go and wash it," his mother said to him. Miracle washed the cola nuts and placed the plate of the cola nuts on the wooden table. "Heaven, come and eat cola nuts. Earth, come and eat cola nuts. May we find what we will eat, but please let whatever that will eat us not find us. I say may our God continues to protect us and our household. We will train our children, and our children shall train us when we reach old age. God, if bad things are in the front, let us be at the back, and when they are at the back, let us be in the front. God, come and protect us the way Mother Hen protected its children. May we always find what we will eat. Christmas is here, and we all shall celebrate it with happiness. We will not suffer from headache or stomach ache. We will be like tomorrow because tomorrow has no ending. We shall live to celebrate many more Christmases. All these we ask in Jesus' name. Amen," the woman and Miracle said in unison. The cola nut was handed over to Miracle to break and shared. It was a taboo in this part of Nigeria for a woman to break a cola nut in front of a man, even if the boy child was a year old. It was a custom to touch the baby's hand on the cola nuts as a sign of respect before any woman could break it. It was one of the customs they all adored and revered so well. Miracle gave his mother first, gave the woman, took the smallest one, and left to the kitchen. His mother and the woman talked about many things. Their discussion was mainly based on what happened in the market, the way they caught different people stealing in the market. The woman told Miracle's mother that she would have been among those that lost something in the market, if not because of one little girl. According to the woman's story, she was walking with her bag strapped by her side. She didn't notice anything, but the path was crowded. A lot of people were dragging each other. No one wanted to have patience. Then she noticed a gentle touch on her shoulder. At first she thought it was normal. After all, people were pushing her here and there. The next time the hand touched her again, she spun around to know if the person was touching her deliberately. Then she saw a little girl of about 6 years old pointing at her bag. When she looked at her bag, she didn't know when a louder scream escaped from her mouth. They had already tired the leather parts of the bag. Only the lining was remaining. "Didn't you ask the girl the person behind it?" Miracle's mother asked angrily. "I asked, but the little girl said that she didn't know the person. I thanked her and gave her mother 50 naira to buy groundnuts for her. Tell me what I would have done if their plan had succeeded. I would be dead by now because all the money I made from selling my husband's goat was inside the bag." Miracle's mother told her that God knows the best, and that was why he came in the form of the little girl to tell you. Few minutes later, the woman stood up, dusted her buttocks and said, "Let me go home and know if my husband is back." "No problem. Greet him for me. Let the day break. Tomorrow will be a good day for us." "Yes, oh, let the day break." Miracle's mother chuckled. "Miracle, go and sit down. The food will soon be ready," his mother said. "Mama, I'm already late. Do you want Reverend Father to flog me?" Miracle retorted angrily, squeezing his face. "No one is going to beat you," his mother said and moved closer to him. She patted his back reassuringly. "He won't beat you. The food will soon be ready." "Mama, it's Mercy's fault," Miracle said, feigning to be more disheartened. All he wanted at that moment was to tell his mother what happened at the market earlier, to divulge the secret, but then he thought about the smoked fish that Mercy had promised him. He swallowed hard and stared at his mother. "Mama, be you." Mercy attempted a response. "Lightning will strike you there if you don't. Concentrate on the food you are cooking. Lazy fowl." Mama cut in. Mercy, who was trying to defend herself, went back into her shell like a snail. She cowered back as Mama got up, swearing that if Miracle left the house without eating, She would make sure to punish her. She would also make sure that Mercy didn't celebrate Christmas with her 2 legs. Mama stood up, untied and tied her wrapper. She entered the kitchen, putting more wood inside the hearth. The fire came to life. Get out of here before I use my left hand and smear your cheek on the wall. Idiot. Animal. Don't you know that all your mates in Houseland are all married with children, and here you can't even cook ordinary fufu and soup? Let me tell you that when I was your age, I used to travel to the wilderness to wash bitter leaves for my mother. But today, everything has changed. You people said that it is civilization, but it is not. It is laziness. The only thing you people cared for today is phone. Phone all the time. All the time your eyes would be on phone. Pressing what Janet didn't know, Mama's name was Janet. The frightened girl ran outside, stood a measurable distance away murmuring. Mama called out, "Goat, go and get red oil for me before thunder will squeeze that hollow place you call a mouth. Bush animal, if I get that phone in your hand again, I will put it inside this fire. You trust your mother. You know what I can do." Mercy brought the oil, stood a bit far away, and pushed it inside the kitchen. "So I am now suffering from leprosy. Mercy, will you come and hand this oil to me before?" With her legs leaning backwards and her hands stretched to carry the bottle of oil, Mercy crawled slowly forward, catching the attention of her mother, who now roughly grabbed Mercy's hand. Mama, please, it won't happen again." Mercy struggled, trying to wriggle loose from her mother's grip. "Did I not tell you to come back from the market on time? But instead you decided to gossip in the market. Because my words mean nothing to you. I'm only a barking dog to you." Mercy? "No, Mama." "Shut your mouth, bush animal. Can you hear the sound of anyone else pounding fufu?" "No, Mercy, it is only us, at this late hour. If I didn't cut your ear and give it to a rat to feast on, you would never listen to me. Where is that your nonsense phone? Let me show you what I can do." Thank God Mercy had already dropped the phone inside the room. "Go and thank your God that you are not with the phone. Whoever you are talking to on the phone," Janet did not know. "But one thing I know is that this house will not contain me and you if you become pregnant." There was a woman's voice at the back of the house, asking her to take it easy with the girl, that all of them were the same. Mama scowled at her daughter, twisting her left ear, making her scream out, "I am dead. Mama has killed me. I am dead. Please forgive her for my sake. They don't have ears." That's how all of them behaved. The woman from the nearby compound pleaded. Mama let go of Mercy, but before that she gave her another resounding slap that left Mercy on the floor. Miracle was enjoying it all. Being the only son and the last child among 5 girls gave him a lot of privilege. Just like this one. At least he didn't tell his mother what happened in the market, but Mercy had received the beating of her life. He nodded his head. It served Mercy right, he murmured. Getting off from the kitchen, Miracle now joined his 2 friends in the corridor and pleaded with them to give him a little time. The 2 lanky boys, Mike and John, nodded their heads in agreement. They started talking about how that night would be. Miracle asked them if they had brought money for firecrackers. Mike told him that he had been saving money for that since they entered Mbur months. John shared how he used to take money from his father's gain after selling palm wine for him. They laughed and called him altar boy thief. "I didn't steal anything. I am the one that fixed the price," John said defensively. "Stealing is stealing, John. Don't even try to paint it," Miracle chuckled. "I didn't steal. I took money from the gain." John insisted that he didn't steal from his father. He was the one that fixed a price for the palm wine. Therefore, it wasn't stealing. It could be that he took what didn't belong to him, but definitely not stealing. The 3 friends continued to argue until they decided to rest, but no one agreed with the other. Soon Mercy brought the food. "Ogbonje boy, see your food." She sighed loudly. Mercy was so angry because of the slap her mother gave to her. Miracle sprang on his feet, wagging his middle finger at Mercy. "Mama, warn Mercy now. I wouldn't mind that she is my elder and beat her up if she calls me Ogbonje again. Warn her, oh, Miracle threatened. "Bush animal, evil child. Better bridle your tongue before I do it for you," Mama responded angrily. "Common food, you couldn't cook, but now your mouth is cracking like an oil bean pod." "Mama, I forgot to tell you that I saw Mercy hugging one nonsense boy in the market." Miracle said, grinning. Are you sure? Mama questioned. Yes, Mama. I saw her. She was even about to kiss him when I caught her. Miracle, you were evil. What did you say? That I was kissing who? Mercy cried out. Deny it. Deny it. Mercy, didn't I see you with that nonsense boy hugging each other in the market? Mama, don't mind Miracle. He is not telling you the truth. May thunder fire your mouth there. So the reason why we are eating by this time is because you went to market to hug boys. Mama removed her slippers and threw it at Mercy. Mercy knew that something of such must happen, so she jumped and ran outside the compound, and from there she began to throw tantrums. Miracle, you see what you have caused tonight. Come and take the fish. Let me see. Evil child. I don't want your fish again, Miracle said mockingly. You still have the mouth to talk. Come back to this house and see what will happen to you. Mama threatened Mercy. Miracle, whose happiness now shone on his face, sat down astride the food. He invited his two friends to join him. They declined, saying, We ate before coming out. He swallowed the first and second morsels with great speed. Take it easy, Miracle, before you choke, Mike teased him. Do you want Father to flog us? Miracle asked. They all laughed simultaneously. Nobody ever wished to be entered into Father's black book. They all knew how harsh his whippings were. Some said that he was not supposed to be a reverend father, but a military man. It wasn't that he flogged anyone unduly, but rather it was that his lashes were more fierce than a masquerade whip. So all the members of St. Peter's named him Father the Soldier. It was the next morsel after the laughter that caused the problem. Miracle stabbed the meaty chunk and threw it inside his mouth. His eyes widened, his mouth agape. He stared at the food, silent. Miracle, what happened? Mike asked, staring at him with keen eyes. Bone, bone in my throat. Miracle muttered. He dipped one of his fingers down his throat, then taking it out he coughed, unable to dislodge the bone. Take water. Mike handed him a cup of water. Miracle gulped it at once, then coughed and coughed. What is the matter? Mama asked. Mike frantically replied. Bone in his throat. Mama rushed for her salt container in the kitchen, pushing the salt into Miracle's palms. It was believed that salt can absorb the bone from its grip. Hurriedly, Miracle put the salt in his mouth, but he couldn't swallow it. Miracle cough. My miracle child cough. Mama scolded him while placing his left palm on his back and right one on his chest. They lowered his waist so he was like a farmer plowing the field. Miracle's breath was no longer normal, no longer steady. With unwavering spirit, Mama held his cheeks with her palms, their faces butting up against each other. Miracle cough, cough my son. Miracle fell silent. Mercy had already rushed inside the compound, holding Miracle on his hand. Miracle, Mama is begging you to cough. My sweet brother, please cough. My father, please cough, Mercy cried out, shaking Miracle's hand. But Miracle lay there silently, a pool of blood slowly seeping out of the side of his mouth. Miracle, Miracle, answer me, Mama demanded. Miracle, please don't betray me. I am begging you. Don't do this. Don't leave me. Mama cried. Miracle has betrayed me. He has betrayed me. You have betrayed me. You have betrayed me. Mama screamed and sprawled on the floor. Mercy grabbed her brother, hugging him tightly on her body. Mimi, don't do this. Please don't leave us, she cried out, throwing herself on the ground. Neighbors gathered immediately and took Miracle away. They pretend that they were taking him to the hospital, but they already knew that Miracle was gone, that he had left unplanned, unprepared on the 24th December. This is a true life story that I wish could forget one day, but no matter how I tried, it is always fresh in my memory. Hello champions, I hope you enjoyed the stories. Please leave a comment below and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.